Hey there ladies and gentlemen, my name is Joe and I'm the CEO of Tradex and a full-time trader. In today's video, I'm going to be taking you behind the scenes and showing you exactly how I take my trades live. The plan, the execution, how my psychology is during and after the trade. You're going to see exactly what I do step by step. So let's get started. So the first thing that I do before I even take a look into the charts is I open up my trading journal on Notion. So this is a Tradex Pro trading journal. So this is where I track everything and organize every bit of information about my trading data. This exact journal helped me 10x my process. So the first thing that I do in this dashboard, I'll maybe make a separate video on future very soon of how to use this journal. But firstly, the first thing I do is I go to my trading session and I open up the date and I open up my pre-session. All of this information is already there as prompts, and all you have to do is go to that specific day and just copy this. So now I'm going to be logging into my pre-market session for today. So I do this basically every single day. I'll split this into 3 parts: pre-session, during session, and post-session. This helps me stay organized and track my mindset and the market conditions before, during, and after the trade. So I'm basically going to quickly go ahead and read the news and update my journal. All I do is just screenshot this, or I manually write it, but today I feel like screenshotting it. Alright, so today's main focus is CPI data. And since we're trading the New York session, this data can have a huge impact on volatility and volume. So I take this very seriously and prepare accordingly. So coming to the fundamental setup, we have USD CPI data dropping at 8:30 a.m., which is New York time. The core CPI, CPI month on month, and CPI year on year. So why does this matter and why am I telling you this? Is because this data affects the strength of US dollar. And I'm going to be trading instruments like Forex, gold, and Bitcoin. So these pairs can react heavily to USD volatility. This is exactly why fundamental and technical analysis go hand on hand. You can't just rely on charts. You need to know what's going and moving the markets. All right, now let's go hop into the charts. So after the session, I went back and checked the charts. And yeah, the news definitely had an impact on the charts. There were some strong moves, especially those green candles right after the release. So this vertical line indicates the release. I'm just going to remove it now because we don't need it. Sometimes I do take trades after the news events, but most of the time I just wait and let the dust settle. And then I look for clean setup. That's why I always wait and watch before jumping in. Patience is a big part of the game. So now I'm going to go ahead and prep the charts again and see if there's anything setting up. I use a 15-minute time frame for most of my trades. It gives me enough precision without being glued to the screen all day. And sometimes I also swing trade too, but for today we're staying on the 15-minute time frame. The strategy I'm using to take my trades is a Tradex entry formula, which is what helped me simplify trading to the point where I can manage both my life and trading. And whether you're working on a 9-to-5 job or you just want to build a second stream of income, this formula is flexible and designed to help you become that consistent, profitable trader. Look, I'm not flexing, but I've made 6 figures in trading. And that's only because I had a mentor early on. My dad, who spent over 11 years in this trading finance industry. It took him years to figure things out. I learned from his experience and built on top of it. And if you want me to make a separate video about our journey, just comment below. Alright, here's a quick tip. Trading is the hardest way to make easy money. So until I find the setup that I'm going to place my trade on, I'm just going to give you some tips and psychological strategies that has helped me to gain over 6 figures. Now, it took me a long time, even with mentorship, to actually apply psychology onto charts. Patience is literally everything in trading. For example, right now I'm just sitting and waiting for my setup so that I can enter a trade. Back in the day, I would have forced a trade and blown an account, especially when it comes to news. Every single time I see a candle like this, especially a candle like this going, I would have taken a sell. I definitely would have taken a sell order right here. And then I would have lost it all because this might reverse or might not. But like I said, patience is everything in trading. Now look at how the market is going. I'm just going to wait for my setup to come and I'm just going to talk to you guys and I'm not going to be distracted on this. I haven't taken a trade yet, but I'll update you guys as soon as I do. So once I take it, I log everything, the pair, the entry, the session, the outcome inside my journal. Then I take all of these steps on my tracker. So I'm going to show you the step-by-step process on how I do it. All I do is go to my trading session. So now that this is done, I can go over here and click on my during session. Over here, here, I can write down thoughts during session that I'm feeling while I'm taking a trade, or analysis during the session of how I'm feeling if the EURUSD 4-hour time frame is going this way or 15 minutes time frame is going that way. I can write down all of my thoughts for today so I don't get confused tomorrow and I don't see yesterday's news tomorrow, which is a lot confusing, which I actually struggled quite a lot using the Excel sheets and manual journaling. So after this, I go to my Tradex. So I go to my journals dashboard and I quickly check off this because I did do my session analysis and I did do my market analysis. And I'm going to take off journaling once I track my trade, which I do right over here on my trading journal. So I haven't taken a trade yet. I'm just going to show you guys an example of how exactly I do it. So these are just my previous trades that I took, and basically just I open this, I have a screenshot right here of my live trade that I took, and I log in the date, the name of that pair, the direction that I'm taking, either it's long or short, the time frame, it's 5, 15, 30 minutes, 1 hour, or 4 hours. I mostly swing trade on the 4-hour time frame and trade on the 15 minutes or the 5-minute time frame. And the lot size that I took on the specific trade, the session, and the status of that, whether it's open, closed by TP, closed by sell, or closed manually. The risk that I took for that trade, the profit or loss, it automatically calculates it, and the amount. And over here, I can link it to the account. For example, I can just click over here and link it to this account. So this is how exactly I track my trades during session. And once that has been done, I quickly go ahead and click over here and check the journaling part, which I haven't done yet for today. So I'm gonna uncheck that. And if you observe closely, I do have a tracker that tells me the win rate right here, my goal, the initial balance. I'm gonna make a separate video on this very soon. I'm just talking because I haven't found my setup yet and I don't even know what to do right now. So I'm going to give you guys some tips. So here is all of the stuff that, oh my goodness, I can't even stop talking about this journal because this is one of my favorite parts of trading. So when the trade is active, I open my during session tab and I write down what I'm thinking, whether if I'm feeling distracted or not. I type it out, no filters. So after my trade, I review it under my post session. And I'm just going to show you what the post session prompts or questions are. Just click over here, click on post session. So in the post session, it's mostly psychology. For example, what happened today, how can I improve, and how will I do things differently tomorrow? And I do this after I've finished and closed all of my trades for the day. Now, if you are someone who really wants to figure out what you're doing wrong, and if you want personal help getting to the next level, I've opened up a very limited spots for Tradex Elite Mentorship, my one-on-one mentorship program. I only work with serious, committed traders, and if that's you, the link is below. And finally, if you want to join a community of like-minded, transparent, no BS traders, our Discord community is 100% free, and it's open now. We're building something real, so if you want to support, send feedback, and connect with traders like you, click the link in the description box below and I'll see you inside. Alright guys, so I just now entered into my trade, so let's see how this trade plays out. Alright, so the momentum of this entry is very good, so let's see how this candle plays out. So before my entry, gold had a massive spike and then quickly rejected. And rejected huge. This usually means liquidity grab. Now staying calm while the price moves a bit up or down. I've already accepted the risk, now it's just time to let the trade play out. So why this is a good sell setup for me is obviously liquidity grab, fake out. This massive bullish candle likely grabbed all of the liquidity from all the short sellers and big institutions sometimes to push the price even harder up, triggering buy stops and then reverse from here. And number 2 has to be resistance zone. The upper wick of this candle clearly shows us seller's rejection. This looks like a stop hunt, not a genuine buying momentum. And the third reason for me to enter a sell is because of potential reward, obviously, because if the price breaks below this level right here, it could fall up to all the way down here. You saw that I didn't immediately jump in. This is exactly what we teach in the Tradex entry formula, the perfect entry execution. And the link is in the description box below, so do check it out. Most traders lose by reacting emotionally to these big candles, assuming it's a breakout momentum, but patience shows the truth. It was a trap. This huge wick is not just a random spike, it's often used by smart money to trick breakout traders. Now, understanding these candles, especially after tight ranges, is key. So learn to trade the reaction, not the candle itself. Now that the trade is running, this is where most traders lose money. Not because on the entry, but on their mindset. Are you panicking, moving your sell, or removing your TP? That's what kills consistency. So why? Let me show you the structure here. We had a massive bullish candle, kind of like a breakout, Now, if you look closer, it was just a wick spike. So I waited for that confirmation and then sold on the rejection, clean, discipline, and simple entry. And right after that, you see the price immediately rejecting with even a bigger candle. Now, while the trade runs, let's talk about something really important. How patience plays a role in entries like this. I didn't enter on a big green candle. That candle looks strong, but I waited. And now I'm trading the reaction, not the hype. And now this is the hardest part of trading, psychology. Everybody talks about this, but nobody actually tells you how to actually implement that on the chart. After my entry, price stalled. That's normal. Markets don't drop instantly, especially after a stop hunt. That hesitation, that's retail traders thinking it might go back up. But I'm focused on the structure and plan, not emotion. This is the part of trading that people ignore, the waiting. And it's not about sitting with the trade and not reacting emotionally. And as it moves, I'll keep watching the candle behavior. If I see momentum pushing into 3335 or lower with no rejection, I'll just trail my sell to secure my profits or even take it to break even. Alright, so right now, while my sell trade is active, let's not stare at the candles. Let's learn something deeper. The way that price moves after you enter is just as important as the entry itself. Most beginners panic when the price doesn't instantly go in their favor. But trading is about profitability and patience, not perfection. Now, every trade should be based on structure first. Now, where are the highs, where are the lows, and the ranges? Right now, gold rejected hard from 3356 area and gave us a cleaner lower high around. We don't predict, we react based on behavior. See how after a big move, price usually slows down or consolidates? That's called a correction. And it often leads to another impulsive in the same direction. So we're in that correction now. So if the momentum resumes and drops to the downside, we get our drop into 3326, which is what I'm anticipating. My entry is placed, my sell is placed, my TP is placed. My job is done. The market will do what it wants now. My job was only to react to a high probability setup, not to control the outcome. The biggest psychological mistake is over managing a live trade. Don't babysit the trade, observe with logic and not with fear. Now I've moved my sell to break even. So I exit without feeling frustrated that the market did go in my direction, but I didn't take any trades or profits. Can you sit in a trade without reacting to every single candle? Now, can you trust your plan and not your feelings? This was very hard for me to develop and actually gain that mindset earlier on in my career. Now that I've actually mastered it, I teach the exact same on my 101 mentorship program. The link is in the description box below. I've opened up a very limited spots for serious traders, so go ahead and book your appointment now. Discipline isn't about waiting, it's about accepting losses as part of the game and not interfering with your system. Now, a great habit that I've developed over time was journaling, and I've created a template in Notion. Just DM us on Instagram, Tradex Journal, and I'll send the link for you. Trading isn't about predicting every candle, it's about stacking smart decisions over time and letting the edge play out. And here's something that I wanted to talk about. Many traders freeze or hesitate because they want that perfect setup. But perfection is just an illusion in trading. I took this trade not because it's a guaranteed win, but because it had profitability stacked in my favor. Rejection wick, structure shift, and confluence. Success isn't about being right all the time. It's about executing the same high profitability formula consistently. And this is exactly what the Tradex entry formula teaches you. And the link is in the description box below, so do check it out. Now, if the price hits my 334 level, I'll take the loss and move on. Why? Because I'm not here to win every trade. I'm here to stay in the game long enough for the edge to play out. So after this trade ends, I log my entry reason, structure shift, and wick rejection, my emotional state before, during, and after the trade. Alright, so the trade is running well. We're in profit now, but what I've done is I trailed my stop loss into profit. Originally, my sell was placed in 3346, and then I moved it to break even, but since price moved in our favor, I've now shifted it down to my entry, and even slightly in profit. Now, why I did this is simple. It's about locking in gains and protecting capital. If the market decides to reverse now, I walk away with profit or break even. Now, if you want more tips and lessons like this, do watch my other videos I'm going to be uploading very soon, so be sure to subscribe and stay tuned for the next trade video. And now I trust my Tradex entry formula, but I also trust what I see in the movement. This is part of being a trader. knowing when to let it run, and knowing when to secure the bag. And that's still a win that I'm proud of. From planning to breakdown to execution. Whether you're a completely new or experienced trader, follow a reputable formula. I personally use the Tradex entry formula. The link is in the description box below, so go ahead and do check it out. And until the next setup, stay sharp and stay patient. And if you have any future video ideas or any doubts that you want to ask me, go ahead and comment them down below. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.